All right, I should wait till everybody's here. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to repeat myself. That's all right. I'll probably leave this video up public for about a day or two and then put it on private. Yes, I'm in my night clothes. I just woke up. I should be at the laundromat right now. And I should not be on here because I have an interview today. And the last thing I need is for anything or anyone to throw me. I don't even know what we're talking about today. We didn't get to, you know what? I'm around all day. So I should like talk with her and see, her and I could like talk for 5 minutes and put something together, and I'm going to be around anyway. So she'll be able to reach me. That's Shanti. I love that woman. I really like her. Like we might, have different beliefs, but for the most part, like we see eye to eye on things. I really like that woman. But yeah, I'm dead set on Yahusha and in his ways. So anyway, I wanted to like say, guys, I'm not mad at anybody. I know I was venting in that last video. Some of my personal friends on a sidebar were like trying to play matchmaker, and I gotta remind you guys, please don't. I know you want me with somebody, but it's just gonna turn disastrous, okay? And hey, Angles, and I'm married to Yahusha. I got my hands full. And plus, like, guys, don't be in such a hurry for me to find a boyfriend, because if I did, I wouldn't be running videos like I am. You would see a lot less of me. So, boy, I'd love to live off grid, I'll tell you. So I finally got into Dr. Robert Duncan's material, and I'll tell you what, I'm like standing on my feet to listen to it to make sure I do not knock out and sleep like a baby through it. I would love if he were still alive, because then I'd be able to say, Dr. Duncan, your voice was used back in December, between the dates of December 13th and December 9th. No, let me back up. December 18th. It had stopped by then, so I'll say the 17th. So somewhere between December 14th and December 17th of 2014, your voice was used for 3 days. The personality behind that voice, as far as it appears to me, is the same personality in your videos. Same sense of humor. That voice, I can never forget. I would, and he could get his hands on that technology, right? He'd be the one to be able to even be able to get his hands on the technology. He knows how to use it. He knows what to say. He's a scientist. But oh my God, I was distracted by Dr. Carlstrom's crap. Man, I wish I found Dr. Robert Duncan sooner. I want to do a professional video on that man. So should he ever look himself up, he'll be like, this Holly Baglio, who's this? Why is she using my name, and what does she have to say? And then he can go, oh. All right, guys. Somebody sent me his book, Soul Catcher. I want to get the other one, To Tame a Demon. I guess I'm going to fold and finally read a book, and it's going to be his books. There's a way around this system, like to make it so it cannot work on a person. There's got to be a loophole. There's always got to be a loophole. If not, how can I make one? And that bone in my ear the other day, boy, that hurt. And like right now, I have like haunting sensations of pain. You guys got to go on Facebook and YouTube. You may have to look in the comment section, but all the videos I've been listening to, I posted up. When I go to read the articles, I'll post links of the articles too, but you'll see a post. I'll say, Dr. Robert Duncan, da 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 da, here's an article. But in the comments section, I'll start hitting things off. And thank you. I don't want to say my friend's name, but thank you to my friend who got me all of that. Anytime I have a problem finding stuff, my friend can find it for me. And I'm like just amazed by it because I was only able to find one article, and that was a video to say that Dr. Robert Duncan was dead. I am not lying. I'm seeking for answers for my own life. And when I get to the bottom of it, I'll let you know. And my search will stop when I find my answers. I have not found my answers yet. I'm not lying. It's just other people don't like me. They don't like what I choose to do. They don't like that I'm wrapped around Yahusha's finger. Aaron, I got to get through email messages still, and I got to write an article too. And I should have had the article probably written by yesterday. Kind of slow to do stuff. Once I sit down at that computer, though, I'll start doing work. But it's, anyway. Can you hold on a second? Excuse me. Now, I'm not mad at my friends and my acquaintances. I'm not mad at you guys. Okay, over that whole Sergeant Bragg thing. I'm just not. A little bit frustrated because I know people were praying that a guy would be put in my life. Well, not just a guy, but people were praying that somebody significant would show up in my life. And what I'm going to be honest, what has shown up as of this moment, I don't want. I'm not trying to be rude to those guys, but I'm not attracted. I'm not interested. And I plan on keeping my vow of celibacy to Yahusha, my husband and golden bow, who I married December 12th of 2014. And the Voice to Skull technology chimed in. Was it? It was before I went. Was it after I married Yahusha? Yes, it was. It was after I married Yahusha and before I signed myself into the mental ward. And after this technology was being done, used on me, the way my physical body felt was I was in pain. I wanted, me personally, my system is very picky. I used to have a pain doctor that was great. When I was on pain management, paying $350 cash a month. In the winter, I was on Dilaudid, and in the summer, I was on 15 to 30 milligrams of oxycodone, and I would switch between the two to keep my tolerance down. I have rheumatoid arthritic pain, fibromyalgia. I have a slew of problems. I'm not getting into all of them, and you don't need to know. That way you cannot do magic against it. So I took full disability for my mental diagnoses, which I've got a bunch of those, depression, bipolar, PTSD, paranoia, anxiety, panic, mood disorders. So I'm not able to work. And I got full disability before I ever woke up from the MK Ultra programming. I was awarded full disability December 2014. I'm sorry, December 2013. Everything always happens in December. Actually, I was awarded disability sometime in the year of 2013. I got the letter in December 2013. I woke up from MK Ultra December 2014. I never stole my valor, so don't ever give me that crap. I have 37 years of, what do you want me to call it? 37 years of service on black operations for the military. I was born into these MK Ultra projects stemming from Operation Paperclip. I was not sold in. My family did not bring me into it. My grandma and papa were the only saving grace my life ever had. And then after that, it was keep her and save her. I raised my sister. I loved her, half sister. My father said we had mafia connections and there was a prearranged marriage waiting for me. But since I was raised outside the Baglio family, I was not held to it. But if my dad, Philip Samuel Ross Baglio, if he told me, Holly, marry that boy, I would have married the boy. And I met the boy. I should have married him. Boy, I would have been wealthy right now. Anyway, that money would have stayed within the families, that's for sure. We would have had a lot of it. Anyway, so it took me 8 years to fight for my full disability benefits. So I'm not lying about being a super soldier. Ask people how long it took them to get their disability benefits. Year and a half, 2 years, 2.5 years, maybe 3 tops. An average person, even an illegal immigrant, gets their disability under 3 years. 8 years. I had to fight for 8 years. I'm not lying about being born into these MK Ultra projects. That's another thing I need to tell Shanti. These are important facts. For my full disability, 8 years. I was denied 3 times. You're supposed to get disability after your second time. Nope, I was denied 3 times. So I am who I say I am. I'm not a targeted individual. My name's Holly Baglio. I'm an ex-super soldier. I'm a created human being. The government made me. The military made me with the government's money that they got from your tax dollars. I kind of got a bone to pick with you guys, but don't worry. I forgive you, and I forgive me too for ever paying taxes. The last thing I did before I got full disability was pay the IRS over $45,000 cash. I called up my bank. I was like, and I always worked hard for my money. I always had great paying jobs. And my grandparents left me things, but it was not given to me. I gave my grandmother that raised me at-home hospice care. I helped my grandma take care of Papa until he died. And my Baglio family, because I wasn't raised with them, they kind of felt bad in what they were going to leave for my dad. Since he died before them, they decided to leave me. Not that it's any of your fucking business, because it's not. But I'm not a liar. So if you want to dig around in my background, like, I'll tell you for myself. And when you look at it, you'll be like, yeah, she's telling the truth. And when you find out that my grandparents left me a trust account, yeah, I was losing $38,000 a month from it when Barry Obama was president. Because of his presidency and what he did, I lost my entire trust. When I turned 50, I was supposed to be awarded 5 million, or not awarded. When I turned 50, I was supposed to be given $5 million from my trust. I'm 50. I don't have that money because of how Barry Obama ran the country. And I remember Barry Obama from being an active super soldier. When I was sent over on assignment to Africa, there's Barry Obama walking around in like fatigues and weapons. He had no business being president of our country. He was not a true American-born black man. He was a mutt from a mix from some other country. He was sent purposefully to shred our Constitution. And Biden just nailed the coffin shut with his presidency. So, I mean, who was talking in Biden's ear? Barry Obama. Anyway, so listen, my journey, my deprogramming, my healing process has always been public, right? And that's why, how people are even able to steal my information. You know what? I keep forgetting to say happy birthday to people on Facebook. On my cell phone, I cannot find the birthday feature. So, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in my testimony. I filed for disability. I was fully disabled in 2004. I filed for disability, I think, in 2005, 2006. I did not get disability until December 2013. And even then, they did not give me the money until a long time after that, which is what caused me to lose my apartment. That caused me to wind up on a couch in Newfoundland. I'm not a liar. My testimony's never changed. And Max Spear's ex-girlfriend, SRA, her and her friends can go away, for heaven's sake. I'm not into it. I don't care what they have to say. Like if they say, oh, I remember Holly from the Dumbs and I remember this, that, the other thing, good for them. It's not my business. It's not my business. And whether I remember them or not is not going to help them in their recovery. They still need to deprogram whether I remember them or not, and I'm irrelevant to their recovery. And what they say about me is not my business, and I'm not going to make it my business. My business is right here with me, not with somebody else. I don't care what they're doing. But no, people are not allowed to use my name in their written material, conferences. They're not allowed to use my drawings or my name to ask for money. And that's just common sense that you don't use other people's names when you do those things. It's common courtesy, common sense, and common respect. And somebody jumps in my chat room saying, Holly, I'm one of the 3 that came back for you, but he didn't know where. He didn't know the date. He didn't even know what happened. Oh, yeah. He wasn't able to interject when I was telling stories. He wasn't able to interject. And when he didn't. My testimony is in my autobiography. Anybody can read it and come in here and claim to be whoever. I know for a fact that was not Sergeant Bragg's voice in the V2K. I know who I am. I don't question that, and I do not let anybody else tell me who I am. And even if I were to ask somebody else who they are, I know they're going to lie to me, so why even bother asking? I don't. Just give me a name so I know what to call you. Yahuwah, and it's so much work, too, to say, Yahuwah, show me who this person is. It's so much work. It's draining. Why not come under your own? Okay, I'll take you seriously when you show me your face and your name. I don't know these people. Okay? So, yeah, my search is not over. Plus, even if I found those 3 guys that came back for me, my search still would not end because I'm looking for the 144,000 seals. So, like, well, I don't know. That. And also, I'm a fisher of men. I'm searching for people to serve Abba that want to fall in love with Yahuwah and live in his ways and do things his way and how he wants them done. So I'm fishing for men. I want to win souls and get rid of demons. I want to serve Yahuwah's kingdom. So right there, I'm not even on the same side as that guy. I don't know who that guy is. But anyway, so I've been diving into Dr. Robert Duncan's material. In his videos, now I'm somebody, hey Teresa, now I'm somebody where I'll hang on to every word somebody says because I'm looking for detail. I'm looking for what are they saying. I'm definitely trying to read between the lines to see if there's anything there. And Dr. Robert Duncan said upon his death, information would be released. Where is it? Who has it? Why is it not being like broadcast? Like Robert Duncan's information, like all over. If I was in charge of distributing it, I'd be like, Dr. Robert Duncan, did you guys see this? This is his material. This is what he's talking about. This is the material that's been released upon his death. Meanwhile, I can't find squat. So where's the material? I want to see it. I also want to see the obituary and the autopsy. That guy's a Renaissance man. Very intriguing. I would have loved to have done a broadcast with him, but I would have had to sit and really think about the questions and been like, okay, how do you know the difference between your technology and demons? Do you even believe in demons? Number one. We're not going to get into what do you think are demons? We're not going to get into that discussion. But I noticed that in one of his interviews, one of the lady hostesses, okay, what she was talking about was demons transforming into shiny light beings, deceiving her, and her thinking that she's a part of some MK Ultra project. And she's not a part of any MK Ultra project. She's being deceived by a demon that's transforming into a shiny light being. And there's Dr. Duncan trying to like talk about this. I don't know what word to use. This technology. I like the male guy from The Edge. He was good. He asked good questions. And like when he drew a blank, and then Robert Duncan said, yes, the psychic warriors. Or, yeah. So like when I do broadcasts, I do spiritual warfare before I do the broadcasts. Because I hate drawing blanks, but I also like to know kind of what we're going to talk about. So that way I can jot down notes. Because I got a big testimony. I forget a lot of stuff. So I like to have some time to sit there and jot things down so I don't forget stuff. But that blonde-haired lady, man, it was like, you are so full of yourself and you are so sure that you are targeted for some reason that you're overlooking the fact that demons are deceiving you, and you need to humble yourself a bit. You know, yeah, I'm going to tell you a story. Yep, she was ready to tell Dr. Duncan all about it, and she's not listening. Anyway, so I put up a post about that. I'm going to go back through my posts and take down that one. It doesn't matter, whatever. We got this video. So, then, so that Dr. Duncan's a character. Well, I would have loved to have met him. I would have loved to have picked his brain. I bet you he would have loved to have picked my brain, because I'm not a Christian. I'm not one of these so-called believers nowadays. I'm not any of that. Like, I'm a true follower of Yahusha. So for his research, he'd be able to get a clear picture, because I can differentiate between a demon speaking, technology speaking, and an altar speaking versus something else, right? And I think a part of the crippling depression is because of the frequencies coming off the Gwen Towers and what's in our food and all of that stuff. So I have my uphill battle and my struggles, and it's with my diet, obviously. like my weight. It should not say my diet. It's with my weight. You know, fat people are worried about their weight. Skinny people have the polar opposite worries. But nonetheless, it still affects us. I'm just glad I'm too skinny because of the fact I have rheumatoid arthritis and I have less weight for my joints to carry. I'm impressed with Dr. Robert Duncan himself. I'm impressed with him himself. What a smart mind. And he even mentioned that movie, Beautiful Mind. I don't understand why people cannot be more self-aware like the guy that the movie Beautiful Mind was written about. I don't understand why people don't have discernment and why they cannot distinguish between a demonic attack and their own ego and themselves getting in their own way, their own imaginations. What happened to me is not in my imagination. But I see people getting online and, boy, really running away with it. They don't test themselves. They don't test the spirits. They're just off and running. And they're calling it V2K. Oh, Holly, yeah, V2K. Every night it takes me into the dumbs and makes me watch children being tortured. That's not voice to skull technology. Oh, Holly, I went to a church and I got set free, but I went through a freedom deliverance, but the pastor told me that that he got out enough demons and he was just going to leave the voices in my head because he was tired for the night. We had been there for a bunch of hours. And so, yeah, the voices in my head, that's really voice to skull. It's not demonic possession because the pastor got most of the demons out. Okay, I know a thing or two because I'm an ordained freedom deliverance minister. When you start a freedom deliverance on someone, you do not leave them alone until it's finished. So whether it takes 3 minutes, 3 hours, 3 days, 3 weeks, or 3 months, or 3 decades, when you start that freedom deliverance, you never leave that person alone until every single demon is gone. Because if you leave that person alone, the demons that person are left with will go to murder that person. And it's very, very serious. And this is a thing people don't freaking take seriously. They hear it, but it's not registering. And I get a little bit frustrated, excuse me. Demons seek to destroy and murder you. If someone loves their demons more than Yahusha, they're not your best friend. You cannot trust a demon. You might be able to trust your best friend, but that demon overrides your best friend's common sense, morals, will. People think, oh, you can't touch my soul or make me do anything I don't want to do. Listen, you see how well composed I am? You might not like how Yahuwah put me together, but he put me back together. I can think, articulate myself, write a story, shower, cook, think, talk. I can talk. I know who I am. The raw core me. I've always known that, even through the altars, even through all the chaos of the world, even when my world came crashing down and I fell into rock bottom again, fell down to rock bottom again. You know, I always knew who I was deep down inside. Even when I was through these MK Ultra projects and I don't know the words. Abba, give me the words. When they beat me and they stripped me of my personality and they tried to tell me who I was and they made me do these things I didn't want to do. And they programmed me to do it. I still never forgot who I was deep down inside. And I never let anyone or anything take that from me. And I always knew right from wrong. I always had that innate knowing. And school, going to kindergarten and first grade and second grade. Oh, I remember hating it. The schools and the dumbs were better when I did good in the schools and the dumbs. We did different puzzles and like symbols and languages. Like I have Shanti says, I have Shanti ringing in my head not to use words that put me in a box. So if I say my memories are fragmented, they'll always stay fragmented. She said, say that they're distorted. Listen, my memories, what I have, okay, my memories came back, but they did not come back the same way they were taken away, okay? So they're a little bit warped. They do become clearer with time. But I've had that flash flood of memories already. I've always known who I was. Am I an honest person? Am I a cruel person? Am I going to help an animal if I see it wounded? Yeah. Am I going to push my shopping cart back to the front of the store where I got it from? Yeah. Instead of leaving it in the parking lot, I used it, so I put it back. Common sense, common courtesy, common respect. Good, I need some eggs because I think I'm getting hungry. So the people online, it seems like they completely, well, I can't even say that they forget themselves. It's like they don't even know who they are to begin with. They only know what's in their imagination, and they run away with their imagination. And it's like, yo, come back to reality. I liked Dr. Duncan's one answer. He goes, well, I work in reality and the technology, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, nice. And this girl, you could see, she was thinking, like, is he siding with me? He's telling me I'm right, right? He, like, this is going my way. He's working, this is working out for me. He's agreeing with me. He's telling me I'm right, right? You could see her. She's squinting her eyes and paying attention, and you can just see the wheels in this blonde's mind churning. And all she wanted was for Dr. Duncan to validate her and say, yeah, you're a part of these V2K projects. Yeah, they're using it on you. Yeah, your experiences are the same as the V2K experiences. And meanwhile, what she is talking about is exactly what I said. A demon is transforming into a shiny light being and deceiving her. It's not technology. It's a demonic attack. I put the links up on Facebook, and I know on YouTube, if you go to the post tab, there's a bunch of stuff there. I'm always putting stuff there. This morning I was playing DJ, singing to Yahusha. If I can't have you, I don't want nobody else, Yahusha. If I can't have you, oh. Yeah, I know. Don't forget, don't quit my day job to take up a singing career. So I won't. I'll stay being an ex-super soldier. I'll sing by myself. When I'm by myself, I actually try to sound good. I remember there's one day I was in my car and there's a really good song on the radio. I'm singing to it. I'm like dancing to it. And I come to a red light and I stop. I got my windows rolled down. I'm really enjoying this song. And I see a car roll up next to me, stop. And then I just felt like the person in the other car was watching me. And then I'm thinking to myself, I don't care. I'm really enjoying the song. I'm not doing anything crazy. I bet you they do the same thing. They're just not as bold to keep doing it in front of strangers like I'll keep doing so. I don't care. I'm enjoying the song. And the person's still staring at me. So I look over. It was one of my classmates from college. And he's like, Holly, you're dancing in your car singing at a red light. I'm never going to let you live this down. Oh, well, I'm a goofball. I'll do the can dance and shop, right? I don't care. I remember David Author would always dare me to do that. I hope he's doing well. Anyway, so I gotta figure out what I'm doing. I obviously missed the laundromat today again. Couldn't get my crap together. The mornings are so rough. Singing and dancing to ABBA. I just got carried away with ABBA. I didn't even let the dog out because I didn't feel like watching her. And gummies. Hey, Miss Wilson. I'm doing good. Which that? Are you doing remote viewing? Hey, Miss Wilson. No, I stay away from that. If I want to see something, honestly, I'll go before Heavenly Abba Yahuwah and I'll say, will you show me this? Can I see this? I pray it be in your will. In Yahusha's name, Selah. And then I pray that he says yes and he shows me. I've learned the hard way not to go and find out myself, because if I go find out myself, I wind up bringing curses on my head. I wind up getting beaten up or somehow and by the demons, and I just don't like to go around Yahuwah. And I've learned that it's not worth it to be curious when he says no. When he says no, just leave it no and go on to something else that I'm curious about. But I stay away from remote viewing. In the past, oh God, yeah, that was easy. But like I had the key to magic. Joe the Mechanic Mangley, I nicknamed him Joe the Mechanic. Anytime I had a problem, even if I wasn't the one that started the problem, he'd work on me and fix my wagon and the problem was gone. And I'm being sarcastic, but he'd work on me and the problem would be gone. I'm serious about that. I have a dark sense of humor too. No, I did not like Preston Nichols. I begged him for my life. His victims were not worth his science, even if some of his victims want to say that he was a nice guy and he explained everything to their parents. He didn't explain anything to me or my parents. I begged for my life, and he wouldn't give it to me. I had Stockholm Syndrome over Joseph Mangley. He's the one that made me and put me through the projects, but yet he was nice to me. When he let me go, when he decommissioned me, I think that's the word I'm looking for, is decommissioned. He worked on me for 3 weeks. But then after that, there's another part of my testimony. I mean, I mentioned it, but I didn't say for how long. But once he said, if you come back, they'll kill you, I hugged him goodbye and I left. After that, for a long, long, long time, Mangley still hung around. And I still looked back to see him and make sure he was there. And then one day I just got going and found Yahusha, and I forgot all about that stuff, and I was okay. And then when Joe the mechanic popped in my head and I went to look back, he wasn't there. But it didn't bother me because I had made myself a foundation with Yahusha, and I was really happy with Yahusha. And I really kind of wanted to always be with Yahusha and serve Yahusha's kingdom, even when I was a little kid. Because when I was a little kid playing with my toys at grandma's house, Yahuwah would visit me. He'd talk to me. I told him, if it's true that I don't understand how you had a son, but if it's true that Yahusha's your son, I'll believe it. Now I understand. No, it's not his son, it's him. That Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, that's a pagan teaching. In scripture, he says, baptize them in my name. What's his name? His name's Yahusha. So you dunk a person and you say, in Yahusha's name, you're baptized. That's it. You never say, oh, you're baptized in the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. You know why? Because that's not his son. It's him. And you know what, guys? It's okay to say the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit is a crap teaching. Very confusing teaching. So is the 9-part Godhead. And I was twisted up with that one as well. It's better if you just think, okay, he's infinite. So he's on the throne and he is physical in person. And he is currently our companion in spirit. And when we die, if we live for him, he'll resurrect us to everlasting life. But if we choose to live for something else, then he's not going to resurrect us. Oh, we'll wind up following the beasts of the sea and the beasts of the land into the pit of fire and brimstone, where Satan's going to land too. We have 2 different battles. I don't know if you want to get into Revelation and prophecy. I can break it down and give you nuggets. So when you read Revelation with Yahuwah, just the 2 of you, or listen to it, then you can pick it up for yourself and do it yourself. And you can also see where Satan snuck in to try to twist his living words. That's another reason why you got to read scripture, because you'll still hear Yahuwah's style in it, but you got to hear it for yourself to know his style, like his sway, his movement, his style. Like you have a style and a way about you. Well, your Savior has a style and way about him. I personally think he's a rebel, sarcastic, very sarcastic, wise ass, very pure, honest, innocent, and true, and through honest, and just true. And it's not once saved, always saved. You, what you put into him is what you're going to get back. If you're only praying once a day, well, then you're not going to get anywhere with him. Me, I stayed on top of him several times a day. And even when I woke up during the nights, I'd be like, Abba, I didn't forget. And I want you to know I love you. And I want to learn how to worship you. And I want to let you be my rabbi. And I don't want to hinder you. And I don't want all of this technology that Dr. Duncan speaks about to interfere with my relationship with you. And I would have loved to have spoken to Dr. Robert Duncan, with all due respect, because, in his own testimony, he said he was trying to talk to Hillary Clinton to let Hillary Clinton know her voice was being used. Shh. Well, his voice was used on me. He has a right to know that. And I'm not going to let some dude named Sergeant Braggs get in my way. Now, Sergeant Braggs may have found me, but I cannot confirm or deny his crap. And at this point, I don't even want to know. I just don't want to know. I did want to know, and I wanted to know with a passion, but now I don't want to know with a passion. I don't want to know his testimony. I'm so fed up. He pops up, takes a shot, dunks back down, pops up, takes a shot, dunks back down. See, listen, when I pick them bad. So I stopped picking them, all right? I'll let Yahusha pick them. And so far, Yahusha's not picking them. So far, Dr. Robert Duncan is dead, so there's nobody out there for me. Okay? I'm already married to Yahusha. But since that's not good enough for people, let me say this. Dr. Robert Duncan is dead, so there's no human male out there that I'd be able to deal with. Because at least he was intelligent enough to know the difference between technology and the spirit realm. So he'd be able to understand me. And I'm not lying about who I am and what I've been through. Other people steal my testimony, trying to pass it off as their own. And look at them with their popularity and their money. Well, this world's given them their rewards, but I'm storing up rewards in heaven. And on Judgment Day, things are not going to work out for those people very well, even if they say they're believers. But no, I stay away from remote viewing. I don't astral travel. I do not astral project. I stay away from all of that, because to do those things, I would be doing them on my own, and I would be using other forces to achieve such things. So I stay away from it. I go before Yahuwah and I say, Heavenly Abba Yahuwah, show me who this person is. Heavenly Abba, I pray it be in your will, but will you take me to this place? Show me what's going on. Abba, will you explain this situation to me? In Yahusha's name, Selah. And I'll do it through Yahusha. I always do it through Yahusha. He's going to give me the truth. And that way I can keep my focus on Yahusha. I won't get distracted. He keeps me in line. I'm by nature a humble person, but he does keep me humble. So delusions of grandeur do not gas my head up, and my imaginations do not run away with me. And yes, I used to be a person that my imaginations could possibly run away with me, and I wanted my imaginations and my whims to be fact, but they just weren't. And when that happens, demons creep in, and then they start guiding your imagination, and they start doing things. And all of a sudden you think, oh, I'm so special. I'm this, I'm that. And nobody else has these powers. It's just me, 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 me. And then it turns into pride, ego, and arrogance. And if I, like I'll be honest, Miss Wilson, when I'm with Yahuwah, when someone comes in my chat, or I get an email, or somebody calls me, or I'm scrolling through the internet and I see somebody, I'll start praying. And when I pray for somebody else, sometimes Abba shows me the other person, and he shows me what to pray for. He'll show me what's going on. Like one time he brought me to the other person, and he stood on the other side of the person requesting prayer, and then he pointed to me on the person's body where to pray for them. There was another time somebody called me to pray for their girlfriend. So while we were on Facebook Messenger praying, I was praying for his girlfriend, but then Abba tapped my shoulder and said, wait a minute, you got to pray the same thing, but for this man. And I said to this man, I said, listen, Abba's telling me that I need to pray for your health problems. And he goes, I didn't even tell my girlfriend. I was like, well, listen, you need attention too. You got to care for yourself too. And don't forget about you too. You're giving care to her. But don't, Abba loves you too. So Abba cares about you and your health too. And then sometimes he does not show me anything. And I don't push it with him. There's the thing that gets confusing is Satan and the minions that use magic. They come along with a false light and a false sparkle. And that can confuse me at first. So the other thing about that dude is he's talking to SRA. I refuse to even accept emails from her or her friends. So, like, and I don't even know some of the people that attacked me back in the day, but it was a bunch of them. I only know a couple of girls that attacked me. I don't know all the girls that attacked me from SRA's camp. And now Braggs is talking with them. I don't even accept emails if I know it's them or the emails are attacking me. Like, I don't want any part of that. I'm not a cruel, nasty, mean person. And all those people do is magic on each other. I don't want to hang out with people like that. That's not a friend. That's not a community. And if they don't like you, then they do magic on you. You got to be with them or they all gang up against you. Well, I'm not in it. There were a couple of people in the super soldier and UFO communities that I liked. There were a couple girls I thought were really cool. Of course, I forget their names. And I don't mean to be like that, but just the majority of those people over in the community were just bad apples and like full of their imaginations. They were running away with demons and calling it voice to skull technology. And you're not waking them up. You're also, I'm not going to be able to fish for men around that. They don't want to wake up, let alone have their soul once. So let me go somewhere else. I don't fit in. And I know I don't fit in. And I don't feel like I fit in. I come here because I fit in here. Man, I wish I found Dr. Robert Duncan's work sooner. I had heard about his name, but I just, because of Brian too, I passed off Dr. Robert Duncan. But then again, it was very confusing. Maybe two was talking about that Duncan Cameron. There are too many Duncans. Too many Duncans. And then you have a first generation super soldier, but his name is, with all due respect to him, um, Duncan O'Finioan. I mean, I've never seen another human being take bullets like that, man, and still keep breathing and walking. Talk about like hardcore, strong, and powerful. That would be Sir Mr. Duncan O'Finioan, with all due respect. I appreciated him and his testimony because when I first woke up from the MK Ultra, I bumped into his videos that he did with Randy Morgan's Off Planet. I was so grateful to those two because it was explaining to me some of the experiences I had. And some of their experiences, they were military experiences. So for Mr. O'Finioan and Mr. Morgans, I was grateful to those two gentlemen for their testimonies. I even did I had Randy Morgans on my channel back when I was on FringeRadioNetwork.com. But I also got my channel shut down when YouTube did its purges. But that was awesome having him on my channel and Frank Wilson. They're really nice men. I really appreciate them. And I hope life is working out favorably for them. Like, if I mention somebody's name, I want to say something good about them. I don't want to, like, be negative. I want the type of peace that Yahusha had. And he didn't have turmoil and chaos all the time. And it's a struggle to be peaceful on the inside. Hey, CT. Yeah, he is perfect. Has put in my heart for all the precious souls like you, and I pray intercede. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I pray he baraks you grandly for doing that for all the kids. No bells. Yeah, there's no bells ringing, Teresa. Maybe bells for whom the bell tolls, like dun 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 dun. I used to love Metallica. There was one Metallica riff I took the bass line of and I transcribed it and started playing it on the piano. I could transcribe, like, I could take guitar and bass lines and transport it onto playing it on the piano, or translate the music from guitar and bass over to piano, and then I'd play it. Once you know where the octaves are, your middle G and middle C, everything else is easy to figure out after that. Yeah, no wedding bells. Anyway, I guess the only thing I'm doing this morning is getting breakfast, taking a shower, and then I got to reach out to Shanti to see what we're doing. And then I need to send out a letter to channels and say hi. Now that I shined a bad light on myself, this is my new email address. I would love if you would host me on your channel. Here's my work. It's copyrighted to me, and please interview me. I would love to give my testimony because I would really love for you guys to know what's going on, so that you can protect your own family. And first, I mean, it always starts at home, right? First and foremost, I think we need to get the King of Kings because he reigns supreme and is undefeated. He's still with us here and alive. So first we need to go to him, and then he can tell us what to do and how to do it. And without him, we would lose, you know? I tried to fight battles without him and I got my ass drilled into the ground. No, it's better to go to him first, see what he's got up his sleeves and what he's got in store for us, and then to do it his way. So it always starts in prayer. Add fasting. The other thing is you can use oil to give you added spiritual protection. Fasting is the only thing that gets rid of principalities and legions. So if you got a bad battle on your hands, add fasting and anoint yourself in oil. Speaking of which, I need to do that. I'm prayed up, but I want to get anointed. So that way my day, when it comes to spiritual warfare, I can feel closer to Yahuwah. And when psychic warriors try to pop up, or people that think they're psychic warriors and they do their magic and their bullshit, then I'm ready and my armor's on. The digital world we live in. Yeah. So, but anyway, I want to tell you that if you look at Facebook, I think I've been putting them up on Twitter. I'm not sure. I mean to, but on Facebook, and it's public, and here on YouTube under the post tab, I've been putting up Dr. Robert Duncan's work. Now I want to read his book, Soul Catcher, and somebody mailed me the PDF. I want to get his other book, To Tame a Demon, and go through his work. And then I want to take, I'll be honest, I want to take Dr. Robert Duncan's work back to Yahuwah. Well, when I'm reading Robert Duncan's work, I'm going to be like, Yahuwah, what do you think about this? Like, what's going on? How can I take what this gentleman wrote about his work, his life's work, and how can I use it to my advantage so they cannot pierce my ears with their voice again, pierce my head. I never want that stuff to happen again. Diet, food, like watch what we eat, drink, exercise, get vitamins and minerals, and covered in the blood of the Lamb. And the only way to get covered in the blood of the Lamb is to live in Yahushua's ways. the 10 Commandments, adhere to his 10 Commandments and adhere to his feasts and festivals, nothing else. That's like the short and skinny of it. And then I think we'll be protecting ourselves from this technology. I'm really relieved to find the voice, the person behind the voice. I was wondering who it was, but like that's a load off my shoulders. All I have to say is, personally, I mean, I would not want the life I have. When more people know who you are than you know, then you're at a disadvantage. So for Dr. Duncan to even have my information, to use that technology on me, like there's a bunch of people behind that I don't know who they are, but they know me. So as far as I'm concerned, my diagnosis of paranoia, listen, I have reason to be paranoid. Now there's a lot of times when it's not founded, and there are times when it is warranted. But you know, who asked Dr. Duncan to use this technology on me to make sure I was awake? I don't know that I want to be a part of their game. And who is they? I cannot blame Dr. Robert Duncan. Well, I could, but he's dead, so what's the point? No, but like, I mean, he was not derogatory. He did challenge me on a couple of things, but at the time I was completely breaking down from MK Ultra. I was barely able to talk. I was literally days away from running through the neighborhood naked, reenacting human hunting parties, and signing myself into the mental ward, calling the cops on myself twice, and having a second party call the cops on me a third time. Yeah, like I went through hell. So, like with these people online that are like, oh, well, I'm in a project where Voice to Skull is being used on me, and they give me these dreams and they give me these weird experiences. It's a demonic attack, is what it is. It's not the technology. I mean, I went through hell. Their lives look nothing like my life. And that's how I can tell this technology is not being used on them. I can tell the difference between paranoid schizophrenia and a real problem. I can tell when it's demon stalking versus actual human being stalking. And I'll tell you what, when demons are gang stalking you, it's no laughing matter. You're going to have to fast, and you're going to have to stick at it for weeks, because those are like Klingon demons. They do not want to leave, and they're very alienating, and they're not going to let go of you easily. And the best way to force them to let go is to go to Yahusha, read and listen to scripture, as well as the 22 Apocrypha books for yourself. Don't forget about the Book of Melchizedek. You might really love that book. I know I did. It really helped me get a better understanding of whys, and it gave me an understanding that the Bible does not contain. And I'm sorry to use the Bible word. I rebuke myself for it, and I bind and cast down the demon that comes from that word. But you got to get to know these stories for yourself, so other people do not twist it, trying to use it against you. but make him your refuge. Make him your own personal, make him your husband, make him your boyfriend. I made him my boyfriend, and it was the best thing I did. I kid you not, ladies, even, well, gentlemen, what you need to do is make Yahusha your best man. You need to make him your drill sergeant. I don't know, make him your coach, make him your best friend, make him your right-hand man and your left-hand man. Make him yours, but in a masculine way. But ladies, honestly, the best thing I did was make him my boyfriend and husband. Now, where I went wrong was when I went back in this world praying for a boyfriend. Baal, I rebuke myself for using that name because I do not want to honor it. I bind and cast away Baal, his friends and his legions and his friends' legions in Yahusha's name. But Baal heard me pray that to Yahusha, and he put a guy in my life, and all that guy was collapsed my lung. Then I thought, wow, Holly, I got over that. You know, I got a written book, a website. I'm doing well. I'm speaking at conferences now. And Baal comes along, puts another guy in my life, and all that guy did is rape me. So I pretty much had it with human being males. I'm not interested. I already have a perfect man. And when I live up to my own word, I'm happy. I don't have heartbreak. I don't have sadness. I have focus. You know, I was so distracted. I'll be honest. I was distracted by Sergeant Braggs and what he was doing and what some of my friends were saying about him, and it was not the right place for my brain to be. And I was off. But when I focus on Yahusha, I'm on. And I wound up going under a lot of demonic attacks because I just want to follow Yahusha. I want to do things his way and be in his way and in his will. I don't care about this world. I don't care about what the people in this world are doing. I don't care what person on the internet said what prediction. Who cares? Yahuwah shows me everything for himself. He already told me what's coming. I don't have to look any further. I just need to focus on gaining my weight back so I can handle all the stuff that's coming in the future. I rebuke that demon in Yahushua's name. Get out of here. I rebuke that thought. I'm not of that thought. I'm of Yahuwah in Yahushua's name. You hear the chickens? Lay the egg already. Oh, I'm teasing. But that was his voice. Okay, so let's think of the possibilities here. Either number one, that was Dr. Robert Duncan himself back in December 2014, which I'm inclined to think that it was Dr. Duncan himself because that voice had a personality. And like I said, I couldn't differentiate whether it was a demon or this technology because I was so new to everything in December 2014. Nowadays, I'd be like, it's the technology. I got to go to the hospital and ask for some lead blankets to wrap around my head, and I need some prayer and fasting, anointing myself in oil, and get me out of town. Definitely get me out of town. And would that even work? The lead blanket should work. Or it could have been, he does talk about voice morphing technologies. So if somebody, say, used Dr. Robert Duncan's voice, what would be the point of that? For me just to turn to Robert Duncan, study his material, and dive in further? So it would only make sense that to me, it would only make sense that it was Dr. Duncan himself, because again, it's referring me right back to his material. And when did I find out about his material? After he's dead. And in his material, he said, upon my death, I'm releasing information. Does anybody know where this information is? Because I want it. I'm going to leave this video public for a while. I know I look bad in the video. I'm doing a terrible job at it. I've yammered on for an hour and 10 minutes, and who wants to listen to me yammering on for an hour and 10 minutes? I don't know. I feel like I'm following breadcrumbs down a rabbit hole again. I wonder what's at the bottom. Yahusha, do I have your permission to fall down this rabbit hole? And will you come with me? In Yahusha's name, Selah. Seriously, you got to come with me. Oh, damn it. I cannot even make a shake because I have to go buy bananas. Damn it. All right, I already took the chickens. It's 9 already. Shoot, I haven't done anything with my morning. I could have had my laundry done by now. I hate when my days go like this and I get nothing done. You get nothing done. Well, I'm going to get something done today, but it's just not going to be as much as I wanted. Now, if I want my high-calorie shake, I got to go to a store. I think I only have 5 to my name. Oh, I'm sorry, Casey, my babies. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, honey. Thank you for the hearts. I love you guys very much. You want to listen to me? It's kind of cool topics. I mean, I know I'm talking about myself and my own journey. I'm not trying to be selfish or self-centered, but I can tell you right now, my attorney told me, well, Holly, you can talk about yourself without getting in trouble, but you cannot talk about other people. So since I went through one hell of a thing because of our government and military, well, then I guess I can be an interest return on your tax dollars, and you can go on this journey with me to try to find the answers that I'm seeking. And I think I am finding the answers, but either the people I want to talk to will not talk to me, or I get there, they don't remember me, or they're dead. You know what sticks out like a sore thumb? Now, I'm the type of person, I go through testimonies and I listen to the words. And if there's a video, I'm glued in watching the person's face. And that one video, there's Duncan. I love his hat, Dr. Duncan, and his hat. Oh, but his head's like all the way down here on the video. And he's talking and talking. And sure enough, then it's like, I study a person. I study a person. And I listen to what they say and how they say it. And I got a lot of questions for that Mr. Duncan. Like the first one would be like, are you really dead? Because you're a Renaissance man. I have not seen an obituary. Aaron McCollum, getting back to his testimony. There's something he said. What was it? He said that when he woke up, there was a stranger that pretty much had brought him to the hospital. And when he got to the hospital, he could not even sign his name. He couldn't write. Like, he totally broke down mentally. Well, I broke down mentally too. I couldn't even talk, let alone write. I could sit and type to you everything I wanted to say, but I couldn't talk. And writing was too slow. I'm a fast typer, so that's why I was always at my computer typing, because I could type during those 10 months that I could not talk. Boy, was I happy I spent my life as a secretary, because at that point I could type and fast. So what caught me is Mr. McCollum said a stranger brought him into the hospital. But it was a stranger to help Sir Aaron McCollum, with all due respect. Right? Yeah. And who was there around for me in my recovery? Well, in my thinking, the way I view it, it appears to me, and this is a good thing to me, it appears to me that a complete stranger at the time was there for me, helping to make sure I woke up. And it was hard waking up, but the beauty of waking up means that I am deprogrammed, and they will no longer be able to use me in the future. I went through, what is it, Janus program, this end time programming, where they could have called me forward to be used for their political agendas. Manchurian can't, like when in Dr. Robert Duncan's testimonies, when he's talking to you and he's like, he says he interviewed 2,500 people. All right, I was not one of those people. I would like to be one of those people now, but he's dead. When he says with this technology that he's spoken to Manchurian candidates, and there's a script, you got to know what you're doing with this stuff. That's the second thing. When I'm bitching, moaning, and complaining about the fakes, frauds, and liars that are confusing demonic attacks with this technology, he said this technology is not going to land in the hands of just anyone. And there's a slew of people online. Oh, Holly, gamers have this technology and they're using it on me. Yeah, it's gamers. That's the voices in my head. I was just, with all due respect, I'm not trying to be rude to anybody, but I was just told by somebody that prisoners being released from prison are being given this voice to skull technology to use on people. That's a complete and utter lie. That's bullshit. I know it is, because if you do your research and you listen to the man who created the technology and used the technology and knows the technology, Dr. Robert Duncan, then you would know this technology is considered to be a weapon of mass destruction, and they're not going to let it be in the hands of just anybody. So we all need, including myself, we all need to humble ourselves and not let delusions of grandeur get to our head. And I'll tell you, I struggled with that very thing because of the MK Ultra programming, because it's delusions of grandeur. You float away in your head thinking you're better than everybody else and you have these mighty abilities. And no, you don't. Oh, God, just stop. You get yourself in trouble when you start thinking like that. It's nicotine. I shouldn't be smoking in front of you anyway. All right, I got to get something to pacify me until I can. I think if I go to the store down the street, they might have a banana. It's a deli. Don't delis usually have bananas? I put too much salt in this. Deviled eggs. Yeah, but I got an interview today. I need to be ready at least by like 10:30. So if I'm going to go to the store for bananas so I can have breakfast to meet with Shanti, I better get a move on. I needed food. I don't know if I should take my vitamins now or later. Later? Later? I ate an egg. No, it won't. I'm not eating enough to gain weight. My body's getting what it needs. It's just not getting enough to gain weight. I'm hungry all the time, and I don't feel like cooking, and I gotta go food shopping and get groceries. Yeah, most of my vitamins say full stomach, full stomach. I got saw palmetto for my hair and copper. I was not able to get castor oil yet. I got my beef tallow and castor oil for like facial cream. Don't bark at me. My gut hurts. I'm not in the mood, honey. Because I'm standing by your treats. Stop. Like, I've been feeling like I'm getting my period without getting it. Just hurt. And I want to sleep all the time. And my sleep's broken because I'm sleeping like 3 hours during the day and 5 hours at night. And I wish I could just sleep a full straight 8 hours at night. But it's always broken, and my body has problems regulating its temperature. It's because I'm so damn skinny. I need my weight back. Especially being hit, and you guys too. It's all of us. We're being hit by these frequencies off the Gwen Towers. And I notice just from that alone, like when I lay down to close my eyes to go to sleep, sometimes it's like there's a movie playing out before my eyes and things are transforming before my eyes, and there's a soundtrack to it. But for me, I think that's, because we're going from 4G to 5G to 6G, 7G, and we're being pelted with these frequencies. We're little antennas. We're going to pick up on these things. But the actual voice is called technology. No, that was used on me once. Electronic harassment. Yeah, we're all going through it. The ringing in your ears, you guys have it too, right? Okay. That's coming from the Gwen Towers. We're all subject to that. Sometimes it's worse than others. Sometimes it's completely away right now. But I attribute that to the Gwen Towers. And we all go through it because they're killing us all off right now. There's no certain group of people that this is happening to. You guys are all suffering from it, from Havana syndrome to an extent, and you don't even freaking realize it. You think, oh, I got the flu. No, you don't got the flu. It's the frequencies. It's the drones flying over with their scalar waves, everything pelting us and hitting us. They're going to turn you into a super soldier. I told you guys a long time ago. Yeah, now I'm pointing the finger. I told you a long time ago that you too were going to go through the dumbs. Maybe not to the extent I did, but you're going to see it for yourselves. You're going to go through it for yourselves. Say hello to Montauk at home. At home Montauk. They're frying you in your own homes. Demons come in those frequencies too. And to fight against these frequencies really feels like an uphill battle. And it's draining. It's tiresome. They took those Gwen Towers down because now the elites are going to start acting out stuff in Revelation. The seals have not opened yet, though. They haven't. When they do, it's going to be very distinct. You're not going to miss it. I hurt. Everything just hurts. I've taken a long break from Kratom, but now I'm back using it. I had a different pain management that I used for a couple of days, so it was nice to take a break from Kratom. But I'll tell you what, when it comes to Kratom, I'm not buying it at the stores anymore. Hell no. I'll make my own little shotties at home. It's a lot cheaper, and I know what's in them. And this is only Kratom. It's Kratom, ladies. Pinkies out. Even your toes. Get your pinky toes out. It's Kratom. So, and I put sugar in it, and this is the only time I eat sugar, which I hate sugar because it makes me feel like crap. But whatever they're putting in the stores, I had taken a break from Kratom. And one day I went to the store and I got a little shoddy bottle. And the lady gave me a discount on the shoddy bottle. And that's why I got it. And I was like, all right, well, instead of me making my own, I'll use what the store has, and I'll just have a nice, easy morning. And within an hour, I was vomiting my ass off, and I felt like crap the rest of the day. So I am not getting Kratom from the stores anymore. Did I already put sugar in this? Hey. I use the green Magda D. I like the red strain because the red strain, well, when I first started using the red strain, it made me feel like I had taken a Valium. It was nice. And it gave me that nice, chilled, light, airy feeling. Well, it doesn't do that anymore, so. But the green strain kills my pain. It perks me up. It gets rid of my anxiety. That's another reason why I love. Oh my God, that's my old friend. Hell yeah. I'm going to accept that friend request. I remember him. Shit. I'm happy to hear from him. All right, so. Forgot what I was saying. I was talking about creating. Right. Anyway, I got that shoddy bottle I vomited. So I'll just make my own at home. But like, my joints hurt right down the bone to the next joint. Stiffness, achiness. I just feel like crap. Why am I doing this? That's right, because I got clothes on. No, actually. I'm going to have to go to the store, but I'm not going to be able to bring you guys with me because I'm going to have to put a move on. So that way, whenever Shanti wants me, I'll be ready. What am I doing? Oh, you mean marijuana? Thought you meant kratom strains. Shit. That's what I was saying. The anxiety attacks, like kratom, like takes care of my anxiety. I feel calmer. Yeah, I just use the green strain because you said OG green. No, I just use the green Magda kratom. Um, wow, that Robert Duncan's work is amazing. I listened to him all day yesterday, pretty much the day before. I want to know his material. You know what? Maybe he died to draw attention to his material. Another day in paradise. Make the day what you wish. Yes. Another day in paradise. All right. Oh, better turn my computer on. My desk is a mess. My whole room's a mess. I'm still not unpacked. I'm not happy about it. Where's WhatsApp? WhatsApp. Surfshark. Connected. Let's see, where am I today? I am in New York today. Gotcha. While I'm here, Heavenly Abba, please make my oil hallowed and sanctified so I may use it to anoint myself in Yahushua's name. Heavenly Abba, I know I said my prayers before, so I'll make this short and sweet, but I anoint myself as your child and your servant in Yahushua's name. And Heavenly Abba, please give me added spiritual warfare today. Please be in my thoughts, my feelings, everything I do. Please just be with me and guide me. Please be my rabbi. I renounce this world and I renounce this will. My own will in Yahushua's name. Abba, please barak and baptize me, fill and overflow me in your Ruach Kadesh and Yahushua Shem Selah. Please anoint Rumble in hallowed oil, and please anoint Casey. Yes, anoint Casey too. And all the chickens and rooster in Yahushua Shem Selah. Please anoint us in oil to give us added spiritual protection as the kingdom of darkness and minions that follow the kingdom of darkness and all of its ways come against us. And I need extra help. And I depend on you, and you're my everything. All praise, love, glory, worship, honor, and love be to Yahuwah and only to Yahuwah in Yahushua Shem Selah. Now I'm ready to conquer the day. Abba, please go before me, during me, and after me. Please go before me and make a safe, clear path. Please go during me. So come with me and enjoy the adventure and be with me for it. And Abba, please go after me and wipe my tracks clear so nothing, no one stumbles onto me and follows me home in Yahushua Shem Selah. I just got a notification and I'm not happy about it at all. Boy, people can really drop my mood real quick. That's why I'm such a dodgy person. Because once I'm in a good mood, I just don't want anybody to screw it up. You know? And I really need to instill in people that I have a vow of celibacy. I'm married to Yahusha. I'm not interested in anything or anyone else. I'm not going to be. If I were Dr. Robert Duncan, he's dead. So, for all intents and purposes, I'm absolutely off the market. And forevermore will be off the market. I'm not here for a date. I'm not here for a boyfriend, sex, or anything else. I'm here for the answers that I want. And I'm here as a fisher of men. Who's down with me to follow Yahusha? But yeah, guys, go through Robert Duncan's work. It's really interesting. It's fascinating. And there is a line between technology and demonic attacks. There is a line, and I think a lot of people out in the public sector cross it. I think they confuse it, and I think it's to their own detriment that they confuse it. I mean, people are dead set on the voices in their head being voice to skull, and they're dead set on it not being demons. They're in a special project because they're special and they have special powers, and that's it. Even though they're nobodies, they're special. And there's no talking to them. And when they die, the reality is they're going to die in their sin, and these demons are going to drag them off to hell with them. But that's the decision these people have made because they don't want to go and follow Yahusha's ways. And I'm not telling you to go to church. I'm not telling you to get a religion. Don't. I'm anti-religion and anti-religious. I'm non-denominational. I don't get into all that crap, and it's crap. You need to learn spiritual warfare. Prayer, fasting, anointing and oil. Know who you are and have that foundation with your creator, who is also the same man and Alua as your savior. Your creator and savior is the same being. It's the same person. It's the same Alua. It's not his son. And to say it is, it just, oh God, it's maddening and confusing. All right, I'm going to let you beautiful, fine folks go. Because at this point, I'm just going to keep repeating myself. But I really don't want to hear it from certain people. Like all this SRA bull crap. I don't want to hear about it. Aaron, give me time to get back to you, sweetheart. Oh, and guys, tomorrow's a Sabbath. I might do absolutely nothing tomorrow, so you may not hear anything from me. It's my day to roam away. That's another reason why I don't give out my cell phone numbers, because when I want to run away, I can't if you have my cell phone number. But if you don't have my cell phone number, I can run away whenever I want. And I might run away tomorrow and enjoy my Sabbath. All right, beautiful, fine folks. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah, David Marrow. I think I remember him from the Dumbs. He says he remembers me. David Marrow told me that my call sign was Condor. And also, like those superhero movies where they got their ideas for those superhero movies were based off of some of the things that were done to us super soldiers in the dumbs. Like, I lived it. David got thrown out of a plane, and I went out of that plane after him. And here I am. I don't want to get into all those stories I have before, but yeah, so the movie Terminator, Sarah O'Connor's, apparently that character was built off of me. I met the guy that Blade is built off of. I met the guy that Batman was built off of. So, well, the old. Anyway, but yeah, so I got my answers. And no thanks to Sergeant Braggs. And that's the truth. And that's the truth. And my story hasn't changed, and it's not gonna, and I'm sticking to it. I probably shouldn't say that. Listen, I'm going to be honest. If you have something to do with Max Spear's ex-girlfriend, SRA, then you and I are not going to get along. And I'll be honest, there's only going to be room for one of us in your life. It's either SRA or me. It's not going to be both. I'm not the Sharon sort, and I'm not putting up with the drama and the BS. And it just seems to me that most of her friends cannot be mutual, and I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want the crosshairs. I'm not interested in it. My life is peaceful and calm the way it is. And that's it. Is that why Sergeant Braggs is popping up? You guys trying to find out where I live? That just came to me. You guys trying to find out where I live? I don't live anywhere. Don't worry about it. Nowhere special. Go look at the last place I lived. It was nowhere special. Okay, this place is nowhere special. Do not come looking for me. You're not going to like what you find. And may you only find Yahusha. And may he be in a bad mood. All right, you beautiful, fine folks. I'll see you soon. Thank you for talking to me for like 2 hours this morning. That's it.